Are you feeling undervalued or unappreciated? Would you like to feel more appreciated? Well, as human beings, we all need to feel appreciated for our hard work and efforts. And many of us want to feel that way, but we don't know how to make it happen. Well, if you're tired of not feeling appreciated and you long for more recognition in your life, then you're in the right place. Today, you're going to learn four simple, straightforward tips to help make you feel appreciated, and you can apply them in any area of your life. By the time we're done, you're going to feel empowered and have the tools you need to feel appreciated. I am Kris, and my one goal is to help you feel free to live your God given dreams so you can finally love your life. Let's do it. I sank bonelessly into the sofa with a smile and a satisfied. The day had been long and I was exhausted, but I'd done it. He had to appreciate me now. I'd been up since 3 a.m. preparing Christmas dinner for the 10 guests we had invited over to our house. They had come, they had devoured the feast I'd prepared, and they had basked in the holiday atmosphere that I'd created all afternoon and long into the evening. Every one of those people left my house with praise on their lips for the special day that I'd given them. But it really wasn't their kudos that had me signed in contentment and anticipating feeling appreciated that night. It was the fact that my boyfriend would finally have to recognize my effort and tell me what a great job I'd done. I mean, with everybody else singing my praises, he couldn't possibly find fault with anything that I've done that day, right? Wrong. Mm-mm. The front door had barely closed behind the last person when he just started ripping apart every word and every action that I'd taken that day with surgical precision. Really, the longer he spoke, the more my body just kind of tightened up until that satisfied exhaustion I'd been feeling just seeped away. And all that came in its place was just this bone deep weariness just weighing me down. I felt so heavy because it turned out that none of my work that day had been in vain. I was right back at square one, feeling unappreciated in my relationship. Now, you too have probably gone all out in your relationship, earn your man's appreciation, right? But more often than not, you end up with nothing but exasperated criticism from him and one more failure under your belt. You end up feeling unappreciated in your relationship. But before we go any further, let's kind of just get on the same page about what feeling unappreciated even means. Merriam-Webster defines it as when you feel like you're not given deserved recognition or thanks. So, just like I did on that Christmas day, you knock yourself out doing your best, thinking you earn some praise or gratitude for your efforts. And when you don't get the acknowledgement or the approval that you think you should, you feel disappointed and you feel unfairly slighted. And even more, with every successive attempt to earn his approval, whether it's over the holidays or any other day of the year, your self esteem just takes another hit. Your self worth just nosedives. And your feeling of not being appreciated in your relationship just grows like toxic fungus in the dark. What's more, when you feel unappreciated in your relationship, you can also end up feeling unloved, rejected, and unhappy. You probably even feel low key angry as well. So, the bottom line is feelings of unappreciation can spell bad news for your emotional and mental health. But as it turns out, even though I could have sworn on a stack of Bibles that my ex was the cause of me feeling unappreciated. And honestly, it turns out I didn't feel that way because of his lack of praise. Just like you think that your partner's endless criticism is why you're not feeling why you're not feeling appreciated, it's not. The surprising truth is that you're feeling unappreciated in your relationship because of what you're thinking about his lack of praise and recognition. So let me show you what's kind of going on in your head when you feel like he has not appreciated you, right? So it goes something like this. He should see how much effort I'm putting into this, and he should say so. I have to do all of this, and he should at least tell me thanks in return. Why can't he just for once acknowledge and appreciate me? All he does is criticize me, and I deserve better than that for all that I've done. Why does he always have to make me feel unappreciated? See how disempowering those thoughts are, as if he gets to control your emotions. Well, let's say he didn't criticize your efforts. Let's say instead he gave you a casual passing thanks, right? Then you'd probably feel underappreciated, like he didn't fully acknowledge the amount of work that you did. In this case, your thoughts are going to go something like this. Well, I guess he thinks I should be happy with one little compliment in his sea of criticism. Definitely thought back when I was in that relationship. Or you may think, I can't believe that after everything I did to pull this off, all he can give me is this offhand thank. How frustrating. That's all he said. I like, and if I call him on it, he's gonna just turn it back around on me. Right? Why couldn't you have said thanks last Christmas when I bent over backward to give his family an amazing holiday? Do you see how your thoughts are the culprits that are making you feel unappreciated in your relationship? But here's the thing, this is great news because it means that you are in complete control of what happens next. Your thinking is the bad guy, making you feel unappreciated in your relationship, which means you can change your thinking. So, what do you do when you feel unappreciated in your relationship? Well, you're here because you have a long history of not feeling valued in this relationship, right? So whether or not he occasionally tosses out a thanks on, you still end up feeling negative just about the whole situation. If he just changes behavior and give you the gratitude you deserve, you'd be happy and everything would be great, darn it. But here's the thing, he's a grown man who is fully in control of his thoughts, feelings, and actions. So he gets to decide exactly what he wants to do, whether it's to praise you or not. And nothing that you do will change that. Sure, you can try manipulating him by pulling out all the stops to earn his approval, or you can try guilting him into praise you. But why would you want to do that? Forced praise feels almost as bad as no praise, right? So then here enter the four power moves that I'm going to give you to uplift you and to give you back the control that you didn't even know that you gave away. But first, I want to tell you two important things that will influence how you feel going forward in your relationship. First is you are the boss of your thoughts, feelings, and action. You are just as fully in control of what you think, feel, and do as he is with his own thoughts, feelings, and action. What this means is that you get to decide exactly how you want to feel and how you want to show up in your relationship, even if he doesn't appreciate you the way you want him to. The second is you can change how you feel because you're the one creating the feeling of unappreciation in your relationship that you're experiencing. You can decide to change how you feel. So this means that you can start feeling appreciated whenever you want to, even if your partner never changes, even right now. Those are two powerful truths, right? And they help you to feel so much better than being a victim of his lack of appreciation. So now you're ready for the four tips to make you feel appreciated no matter what's going on. Now that you know why you feel so bad, How do you start feeling valued in a relationship instead of unappreciated? And how do you do it without needing your partner to change? Well, that's where the four power moves that I'm going to give you comes in. Number one, change your story about what's happening. As involuntary as they feel, you're choosing to think the thoughts that make you feel unappreciated in your relationship. So instead of sticking with this strategy that leaves you with nothing but a broken heart, intentionally choose thoughts that make you feel love and appreciation instead. You can start by cutting out all those he should and he shouldn't rules that are running through your head because they're the ones that are causing most of your pain. Okay. The truth is, your partner doesn't have to do anything. So tormenting yourself with all of those shoulds and shouldn'ts only hurts you. So instead, you can tell yourself a different story like this. What about when that he doesn't see how amazing I am and what a great job I did? Then you just let yourself feel sad and disappointed that he didn't acknowledge your effort. Or you can try on this better feeling thoughts. What an amazing day. I totally outdid myself. Then let yourself feel pride and contentment from a job well done, whether or not he acknowledges what you did. Or you can even try this thought. It's so cool that everyone had a great time because of my work. And then let yourself feel happy for bringing joy to others. Do you see how changing your story around what's happening can help you to feel better? Second power move is remind yourself of who you are. And when you're fighting through a storm of feeling unappreciated, your gaze can get stuck in a horizontal position. And that's when it's important to look up. Remind yourself on purpose of who you are to God, of what He says about you, and His feelings towards you. These will make you feel appreciated and valued every single time. The third power move is to feed yourself what you crave. Now, you can keep looking to your partner for what makes you feel appreciated, but what are you doing to appreciate and love yourself? You are the one in control when you give yourself what you want, which is appreciation, instead of waiting in vain for someone else to give it to you. Then, if you do end up getting it from him, it's a nice to have instead of a need. So, in effect, you transform his words of appreciation from meat and potatoes into gravy. But how do you go about appreciating yourself when you're used to getting it and wanting it from others? Well, you can start by brainstorming a list of ways you want your partner to show you appreciation. For example, say thank you, pat me on the back, literally or figuratively. Do something nice for me, like give me a back rub, give me a small gift, like a bouquet or a manicure, or to my favorite nail place, or take me out to lunch. Okay. Or just be quiet and listen to me rave on and on about how great I did, right? Without trying to put down my efforts or trying to rein me in. And when you make your appreciation list, just pick one thing and do it for yourself. Move number 4 is do it because you want to. If your motivation for the things you do in your relationship is your partner's positive feedback, you're setting yourself up to feel unappreciated in your relationship because when he doesn't give it to you, you feel terrible. Instead, change your motivation and do everything that you do only if and only because you want to, not because you think you should, not because you think you have to, and definitely not because you want him to finally acknowledge how much you do in your relationship. When you do it just because you want to, you go in with no expectation of praise from him or from anybody else. And this leaves you completely free to just enjoy what you're doing, even if nobody ever shows appreciation. These four paw moves will give you back the control that you gave away and make you feel appreciated no matter what. But this isn't to say that you don't share what you're feeling, your feelings of unappreciation with your partner. I believe, and I think most people probably do, that honesty in a relationship is what's always best, even when you're feeling negative emotions, right? But how do you tell someone that you feel unappreciated and deserve their words of praise? How do you do it in a productive way? Well, before you sit down with your partner to unleash your hurt or feeling unappreciated, there's some inside work for you to do. Okay. There are three shifts that you need to make before you bring up your feelings of not being appreciated, before you go and talk to him about it. And you will learn these three shifts when you click the link in the description below. Plus, I'll give you 3 uplifting Bible verses for when you feel unappreciated. Go click and check it out now.